But Eubank's a crap boxer.
Because he's a good boxer.
He's a really rubbish boxer. He's a good fighter, though.
He's got a good chin.
Eubank's last fight in Riyadh, he got caught a lot, didn't he?
Yeah.
He
No,
got
he is a world
spanked.
title holder.
He's
For
not a world
people
title holder.
Yeah.
Who's got more to lose?
Eubank.
Eubank's best win is against James DeGale.
So what's Conor Benn's route? Because obviously he's jumping up 2 weights.
He's got power.
I think he's got the speed and movement.
I'd like to see Conor Benn boxing.
Welcome back to BoxCast. In this episode, we're going to be looking at the upcoming fight on the 26th of April, taking place at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn at middleweight. So Conor Benn is stepping up a couple of weights. Let me start with the tail of the tape. So Eubank has a record of 34 wins, 3 losses and 0 draws. He's had 37 fights in total, 25 wins by KO. He's 5'11", 180 centimeters, and he's got a 72.5-inch reach, 184 centimeters. The fight's taking place at middleweight, so 160 pounds, 72.5 kilos, and he fights out of an orthodox stance. Conor Benn has a perfect record, 23 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. So 23 fights in total, 14 wins by knockout. He's age 28. He's 5'8", 173 centimeters. He's got a 68-inch reach, 173 centimeters. And he's going up 2 weight classes to fight a middleweight. And he also fights out of an orthodox stance. Simon, a continuation of the famous fathers fights between Eubank and Benn. Do you think this is just based on the hype of the fathers, or is it an actual contest worthy of being a contest? Because there's quite a lot of hype around it.
Yeah, the fathers' names are in. It's obviously involved in it, but
Do you think they've had like a little bit of niggliness, shall we say?
niggliness. They absolutely despise each other.
Exactly.
Absolutely despise each other. I'd say more than their dads hated each other.
Yeah.
They're just They're just two opposites, aren't they?
Yeah.
You got the brash, arrogant idiot in Chris Eubank Jr. who thinks he's something that he's not, and then you got the raw, unapologetic Conor Benn. Who wears his heart on his sleeve and says it how it is.
It doesn't filter his words. So which style do you prefer? Because they are a bit like
I cannot.
It's a bit like Marmite.
I cannot
like it or you
stand
don't.
Chris Eubank Jr. I cannot.
Yeah, he is the more
stand him.
Marmite, I think.
Let's have a bit of decorum. Shut up, you absolute divvy. Oh my God, no wonder Conor Benn you just look at him and you're angry, aren't you?
You watch some of the press conference and you get ready yourself to slap him around, isn't it?
I get some people like him. Is it for show? No, I don't think it is. I think he is actually an
like
arrogant idiot. Makes out he's a world champion. No, you're not. You're an IBO champion. So, whatever. And again, Conor Benn, he needs to calm down.
Yeah.
He does need to calm down. But he's like that with everyone.
I think he'd lose something if you took that away from him, though, isn't it? It's a bit like his dad. It's that aggressive.
Yeah. Look, the
nature is what makes him, I think, exciting to watch.
I mean, Eggate really kicked it off, didn't it? I mean...
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, one, Conor Benn never mentioned the eggs.
Yeah.
That was the WBC, and Conor Benn actually said, it's nothing to do with eggs.
Yeah.
So, I don't get the egg thing.
So a bit of a misplaced joke in the first place.
2, bloody stupid.
Yeah.
Because, like you say, could have stopped the fight.
Well, do you think that was decorum?
He's just an idiot. Everyone, it's a laugh and a joke. Wouldn't be a laugh and a joke if that
but
eggshell went in his eye, would it? He's been fined by the British Boxing Board of Control, 100,000. I think that is a little bit harsh. You know, when you see the likes of Derek Chisora throwing tables and...
But I don't think they actually... It's like you said, it's not that doesn't harm the other opponent. It's just rest for show. If you put it in his face, obviously a shell in the eye, and then you're doing the whole fight.
What I found really funny was when Nigel Benn just grabbed Eubank by the throat. I mean, and then the next day Eubank's like, if you touch me again, you ain't getting your hand back. Mate, Nigel Benn would fold you in half. He'd actually fold you in half.
I don't think you've seen too many Nigel Benn fights, otherwise you would understand that.
Literally, he would fold you.
Yeah.
Look, everyone is talking about this fight. I'd go as far to say this is most probably the biggest fight in Britain in the last 10, 15 years.
We know, I can't think of one.
For genuine hype.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting people that...
Well, when you consider it's not actually for a title of any sort.
And you're getting people that don't even...
IBO, whatever.
That don't even know boxing. Like, oh, Benn and Eubank are fighting. So, yeah, I mean, like, you know, but back to the very first question is the dads, you know.
Yeah.
There isn't a title on the line, but it's pride that's on the line.
Yeah, you could argue there's more.
It's just full-blown pride.
Okay, shall we analyse the fight? Okay, so Eubank Jr., we'll start with Eubank, isn't it? Oh, should we start? We'll start with Conor Benn. So what's Conor Benn's route? Because obviously he's jumping up 2 weights.
He is literally...
Although if you've seen any like images of the training, I think he looks like...
He's going to fly
He doesn't look like... What does he normally fight out? Lightweight?
147.
Welterweight. Doesn't look like a welterweight.
He's going to fly out the blocks.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think he'll sprint across the ring when that bell goes.
He'll be Superman.
Yeah. And he's going to try and actually take Eubank's head off.
Yeah. And that's what makes it, like, I think everybody's looking forward to the excitement of the fight. Do you think that walks, though, into Eubank's?
Conor Benn hasn't taken him out of there in 6 rounds. This fight becomes really interesting because it is a fight of 2 halves. Because then I think Eubank's size and presence in the second half of the fight.
Because to be fair, he's probably more a natural super middleweight than a middleweight.
But Eubank's a crap boxer. He's a really rubbish boxer. He is a good fighter, though. He just can't box to save his life. So I think he might just go toe to toe with Benn.
That'll make it a hell of a fight.
I mean, if that happens, you're talking Hagler Hearns type stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Because I can't see Benn backing off. I think Ben's going to be all gas and no brakes as well. So,
you
think you're going, well, so Ben's chances, what do we think? We do Benn first, then we'll analyse Eubank, innit? So Ben's is basically, he's going to come out fast. He's a pressure boxer anyway, isn't it, really? So he's going to put it on him. Do you think he's going to have the pop? And, I mean, he's got really fast hands.
He's got power.
And he's got power more than the weight he fights
at.
Obviously, here he is going up.
But Eubank does have a bloody good chin.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said we'll go into Eubank. But
he really does have a good chin.
Do you think Ben's got enough of a chin to defend against Eubank's power?
No.
Okay, so he's basically got to put it on him and then, just like you said, go for it. And then if he hasn't got him out of there, then we see the second half, it's going to get difficult for him.
Yeah, really.
Engine-wise, you think he's got enough engine to keep it going then for 12 rounds?
I don't think it matters. I think...
If he hasn't got him out of there by 6.
I don't think tiredness is going to come into it for him.
The adrenaline will keep him going anyway.
There's just, you know, I think you're going to have to...
I mean, I think he is in good... Both of them are in superb shape.
Yeah. I'd like to see Conor Benn box him.
Yeah.
Because I think he could win it quite easily if he boxes him.
Well, that was the point I was going to think. I think I said, maybe obviously come out fast just to back him off a bit to get his respect, and then box, because I think he's got the speed and movement.
Yeah, and I think he can be elusiveness. And I think if he does that, he could make it quite an easy night's work,
Yeah.
I think he's quick enough to...
Because I'm not sure Eubank's got the answer to that.
No. And I think Conor Benn could be quick enough to be a really good counter-puncher in this fight.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see him do that.
Counter-punch in combos because he's got the hand
it's just not Conor Benn, is it?
Yeah, it's whether it's like... I mean, it'd be epic if he did that. Came out, pepper it all on him, and then he boxed him. And everybody like, what?
Jabbed his head off and caught him with counters. I mean, no one would expect that.
Well, he'd combo minutes. It's 2, 3, 4 punch combos are really, really quick. Yeah.
Eubank.
Right, moving on to Eubank. He's got a good chin. What if Conor Benn comes at him? You would think that would play into his.
Look, I'm going to go off.
What do you think?
Eubank's last fight in Riyadh, he got caught a lot, didn't he?
Yeah.
A hell of a lot. If that Eubank turns up, I think Conor Benn takes him out inside 3 rounds.
Yeah. I think if Eubank doesn't turn up, then yeah. I think here he will turn up though because of the nature of it's not just Ben. I think Eubank will be fired up.
He was like cut and bruised and everything in his last fight, wasn't he? And that was against...
Well, also we've got to put in that Ben hasn't actually lost, although not for the greatest degree of competition, although some of it is not bad. But Eubank has, whenever he stepped up to world level, even though he is a world title holder, when he's
not a world title holder.
Yeah. I know that. I'm speaking out on if when he stepped up to try and get a title, first, I think the British title was Billy Joe Saunders outboxed him.
That was a close fight, though, to be fair.
It was a close fight. It was a split decision, and it was really close. But still, he didn't do enough to get a clean victory. And then he's gone up against George Groves.
Destroyed him.
George Groves just taught him a lesson, basically. And then... Liam Smith, the one's a bit funny, but I think Liam Smith, the first one, he was up properly on it. The second one, I don't think Liam Smith was really...
Liam Smith, we shouldn't have been fighting in the second one. Eubank's best win is against James DeGale.
Yeah.
But an aging James DeGale.
Yeah.
And to be fair to Eubank, he bashed him round the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a long time ago.
It's 2019. So 6 years ago, more than 6 years ago.
The problem with Chris Eubank Jr. is he's too arrogant for his own good. If he'd have settled down with a proper trainer, proper promoter, he could be somewhere. But instead he thought, he's just money mad, isn't he? Wants all the money himself.
I've seen this. I've seen Eddie Hearn making a comment about the trying to set up fights with him, because obviously it's not just him, it's his dad.
Yeah,
and he's like, they are the most awkward.
Yeah,
he goes, we had a fight. I think they were trying to get Canelo, so it goes like basically, or somebody of like good caliber. He's negotiating, and he goes, we've got it all sorted with Sky. It was before the DAZN one. They're doing all the thing. He goes, we got it all there, and he goes, his dad asks him who's going to be commentating. And Eddie Hearn's like, what? Oh, that's not a problem. Yeah, whatever it is, whatever this guy. No, it has to be, what's the Irish guy?
Barry McGuigan.
Yeah. And he's like, it's got to be, and he's like, why? And he's like, no, it has to be. He's like, it's completely irrelevant.
I mean, I think even
some of that's
the negotiations on this were tough.
Yeah.
Just because he is so arrogant and he thinks... just look at his interviews, trying to talk Eddie Hearn down. Mate, you're not going to talk Eddie Hearn down. Eddie Hearn's been doing this a long time, and he's a lot more knowledgeable than you, mate.
Yeah.
And he's a lot cleverer than you.
Because he's a good boxer. He's just
he's not. He's a crap boxer. He's a good fighter.
He's a good fighter.
But like I say, if he thinks
he's not world
he thinks he's like Roy Jones's second coming, doesn't he? And mate, you're not.
Well, he tried to fight his way, and it didn't really.
But like I say, if he'd
and he's got Bomac for a couple of them where he's actually looked a lot better and been more. He's got his 2 knockout
stuck with
finishes.
a trainer, listened, done things properly. I think he could have gone somewhere.
Yeah,
but. His arrogance.
The potential was there, but I think
his arrogance got in the way.
Ruined the
but hey, what are we to say? He's most probably making 20 million for this fight. So he's obviously done.
So yeah, they may have
But
negotiated. Okay.
I don't think world titles or anything is bothered by him. I don't think he's that type of fighter that, like his dad, that wanted to be recognised as a world champion, the best in the division. I don't think that's Chris Eubank Jr. And that's his problem. Is all money, money, money. Money, 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 money.
Going on to money. I think it's on the Zone pay-per-view. It's going to be like, I think it's £22, isn't it? $21.99. So it's more than like Bivol Beterbiev and co on pay-per-view.
I can see why.
I thought it was going to be $24.99, but they're saying $21.99.
They sold out spares in record time.
Yeah.
There's 130,000 people on the waiting list to see if tickets come available still.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the biggest pay-per-view event since Mayweather Pacquiao.
Okay.
I reckon you're looking at 4 to 5 million pay-per-view buys.
You think he'll sell in America? I think he'll get a lot of British, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it doesn't need to sell in America though. If you look at Eubank Benn, okay, it was on terrestrial telly, was it like 14, 15 million watched?
Yeah.
The Zone's on these now. Everyone has these. Mm-hmm. It's really not hard to get the DAZN app.
Yeah, I think it's
I reckon I'll say 4.2 million pay-per-view buys.
It's a lot.
A hell of a lot. Well, Joshua Klitschko done well over $1 million.
Yeah.
This has got hype around it, mate. How many people live in London?
More than 4.2 million. Not 10 million. 8 million.
You're going to buy it.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to buy it. There's two.
Though. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see. I think about 1 million it's going to be. Because, yeah.
Right, well, we're going to have a prediction on this as well. So you've put 1 million. I think you're
pay-per-views.
Pay-per-views, Nemo thinks 1 million.
Well, million plus, but yeah.
No, you've said 1 million now, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm saying 4.2.
Yeah, but I've got between 1 million and 4.2.
You haven't, you've said 1 million.
4.199.
You said
that's my
1
idiot.
million.
0 to 4.199. Only because that's what they normally do, British-based ones, of like the big ones. Because Joshua's been good, but like he was the biggest attraction, isn't he? So, yeah. But yeah, we will see. All right. Before we make our predictions, should we do the betting odds on here is 8 to 13 on, so minus 160 for Chris Eubank Jr. And 5 to 4, so plus 130 for Conor Benn.
Hard to separate.
That's pretty close. And on the actual, give me 1 second. On the Box Live community predictions, it's 52.1% for Eubank Jr., 40. So basically 52% for him, 48% for Conor Benn.
It's super close.
45% KO for for Eubank, 30% basically, 29% KO for Conor Benn, 18% decision for Conor Benn, and then 6% decision for Eubank. So going along with yours, that he's a fighter, not a boxer, I think.
Okay, who's got the better footwork?
Conor Benn.
Power.
Eubank, size basis.
Speed.
Conor Benn.
Engine.
Conor, because he's smaller. I think that's both, though. I think
I
don't think either of them are great.
I'd give that to Eubank, to be fair, because he does go 12 rounds.
Your Conor's fights don't normally go that long, do they? So,
okay. Who do you want to win?
Conor Benn. Just to see that smug smile go off Eubank Jr.'s face. And for the egg incident.
Who do you think will win?
Eubank Jr. Although close.
Go on then.
Prediction. I hate to go against the Ben.
I
hate to go against Conor Benn. See, I could see him do it if he stuck to, like we said, the boxing.
Okay, a quick question before this. Who's got more to lose?
Eubank, because I think Conor Benn's stepping up in size.
Yeah. See, the thing is, if Ben loses, yeah, he loses pride, but he can go back down to welterweight and he can get a world title shot.
It's simple, yet he's too big.
Eubank loses, mate. You can't.
Well, it's age as well, isn't it?
Oh,
Because-
and I tell you what, did you see Eubank's post yesterday?
No.
Showing his blisters.
Blisters?
Blisters. I think he's going to try and pull out the fight.
Well, his dad's been saying for ages, isn't it? This fight isn't going to happen. So,
Mate, why would you post pictures of blisters?
I have no idea. I don't think I would ever do that.
Hold on.
Let me just...
Hold on, there's just a bit of parliamentary procedure here. Yeah, the blisters are bad. So, I'm not 100% and that's why I can't fight.
That's why I lost.
That's why I couldn't fight, because of the blisters. Ridiculous.
Getting the excuses ready. Eddie Hearn.
Well, I mean, he's already getting the excuses ready with the rehydration and everything, isn't he? Oh, God, please, Conor Benn, do him. I just... Did you see the Piers Morgan
Right, now I
interview?
better change.
Did you see the Piers Morgan interview?
No.
With the two of them? Watch it. It's really, really good.
I watched a little bit of highlights of the press conference and thing. I watched the...
No, watch the Piers Morgan one. It's really, really good. Do you want me to pick first?
Yeah, go on. Seems you usually get them right. I'm not out there. See, I was going to say Eubank then, but then you showed me the blister pictures, and now I want to just go the other way.
I've
just brought the picture up.
Proper,
like,
it's stupid,
and Eddie
isn't
Hearn's
it?
basically like, he started making excuses already. Yeah, Eddie Hearn says Eubank is getting the excuses ready for his fight.
I don't know whether the emotion is going to take over Conor Benn and that's going to be his downfall.
Yeah, I think if you can control it. But he should be, he's older, wise and professional enough to do it. His corner should be getting him that. And if with his hand speed, his foot speed, and if he boxes, I think he can frustrate him and drag it out to... and then maybe even catch him if Eubank starts to get a bit like, reckless. But it's whether that's going to be, what he's going to want to do.
Just let me have a vision.
Okay.
I can see Eubank on his knees, clambering up the ropes. Fourth round KO, Conor Benn.
Okay. I like it.
But I'm not convinced of that.
I'm going to go for Eubank then, Junior.
Yeah.
Does he get him out of there, or is he going to go for points? But I don't think he's a good enough boxer to outpoint him. Only by bullying him, maybe size bullying him if Conor Benn can't cope.
I can see Eubank.
See, I think if Conor Benn's
Stopping him.
aggressive, I think Eubank will catch him enough and he's
Yeah.
got the power.
To stop him.
8 round KO.
Eighth.
8th,
Okay.
Eubank. And it's probably going to be points.
Imagine if this was a boring fight.
Yeah, I think that would be the worst part of it.
Yeah. It's going to be an intriguing fight. I'd like.
Can I say this? I don't think either of them are that good. That it'll be boring because I think they're going to get caught or they're going to get actually the guy.
I don't.
I think the emotion will get.
Yeah.
better
I don't know.
both.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know who's going to win.
Yeah.
I really.
I think
really
that's what's
don't.
been intriguing.
Yeah, because I don't know who's going to win.
Logically, Eubank Jr.
should win.
Yeah.
He should win. You know what? We've seen it plenty of times when like Kell Brook stepped up against Triple G. There's only a few fighters that can really make that step up.
Special in it, like an Inoue or a Crawford or whoever who can step up to a bigger size and even.
But then you're looking at
but like
Eubank
not everybody's
is
that.
what, 36?
35. I think
35.
36, yeah.
You go off his last performance, it was shocking. But Benn hasn't been superb either. It is I don't know. Like, I mean, 50,
well, I think it's like the betting. It's tight.
52, 48.
That's probably about the right percentage in favour of Eubank.
So, yeah.
I was just going to do the opposite, whatever you said anyway.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I don't...
Eubank's the logical choice, but...
I don't think it'll go to points.
No, I think...
If it goes to points, I'll give it Conor Benn.
Yeah. Which is why I'm... Yeah, well, I think...
But, you know, I've seen Conor Benn on the floor from...
Not even great punches.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that it's the size, isn't it? The reach and size advantage is heavily in Eubank's favour because, like, he's a big middleweight. He's a super middleweight as his natural size, and Conor Benn is going up from welterweight, which is a big jump. And I think it's like you said, Eubank's got more to lose.
I couldn't deal with Eubank winning because he'd just be his arrogance would just go to a new level.
Yeah, but based on he's just beating up a smaller guy.
Yeah,
it's not even.
You know, and I think, you know what, if Conor Benn won, I think he'd go over and shake Eubank's hand. If Eubank won, I don't think he would. I just think he'd stand there like, oh. Fuck off. I hate him. I genuinely hate him. I've never liked him. Never ever liked him.
No.
I really wanted Eubank to fight Callum Smith.
Yeah.
Because I knew Callum Smith would just smash his head clean in.
Clean off.
Yeah, I think was in the Super 6.
Yeah. Big Groves did it.
Yeah. But no, I think Callum Smith would have stopped him and put him to sleep. Even if Eubank wins, he still doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't go anywhere. He's not a threat to anyone in the middleweight division.
Like, yeah.
You know, he's not going to...
Well, if you do there...
He's not going to beat
quickly
Al-Kanuni. Gianni Beck, is he? Gianni Beck would kill him.
Right, let's just bring him up, yeah. Gianni Beck would kill him.
You know,
Adamas had beat him.
He always goes on about...
Beat him. Shiraz had probably beat him.
He always goes on about fighting Canelo.
Yeah, I don't think that's much of a contest.
You know, Canelo might take that fight just because he goes, you know what, it's a couple of rounds work for a few mil.
Well, if Canelo can do Skull and he's undisputed, then yeah, for the hype, it's probably worth doing it with Eubank. But I mean, yeah, it destroys him.
But Canelo would not get up for that fight.
It'd be like a sparring match.
Yeah, I don't think Canelo gets out of bed for that fight, to be honest. It's a nothing fight. Because Eubank, okay, in England he's a name. Worldwide he's nothing.
Yeah, but if you looked at, forget Canelo, if you did the other names, Billy, does he beat him? Pacheco, does he beat him? Alasis, does he beat him? Caleb Plant.
Caleb Plant would be a good fight. That's the only fight I'd say would be quite good.
Munguia, De Belanga, you know, there's a load of fighters. Suras, he's going to be there. Shishkin, you've got a load of fighters that would be all in the queue. Because I don't think he takes up Billy. It's not close on a Pacheco. So, yeah. And Conor Benn, it's neither way. Doesn't, if he wins, happy days, great pride. I think he can do something
straight back down to welterweight.
And then he needs to step up a bit of quality in division.
Get a belt, fight tennis.
Yeah. Well, a Barrios or somebody would be good to take.
You know, don't stay in that weight division. He's too small for it.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't think he does that well against some of those. And you're not going to see them beat Gianni.
Look, I understand why he's taking this fight. You know, he's going to be earning more for this fight than he is all his fights put together.
Well, he's got nothing to lose, really. It's just pride.
Not really, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we've done our predictions. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. Which way are you swaying? Are you in the Eubank camp? Are you in the Conor Benn camp? Do you think there's any involvement of eggs?
I think it is, and you've got your diehard Eubank fans and your diehard Benn fans, and then you've got people in the middle who I think will go off the fathers' names, whoever they liked, Chris or Nigel. So,
yeah, it's quite hard to go for the boxing, really. And it's more just which flavour of Marmite do you like?
Yeah, it is, unfortunately. And I think that's what a lot of people do. I think that's what we've done.
Well, I think we've tried to be like,
Yeah.
yeah, you still come out on which one. Yeah, let us know. Like, subscribe, and all the usual goodness. And watch the fight, and we shall see you in the next one. Thank you very much.